Bo Burnham is one of the greatest comedians of our time. His new and ingenious way of making jokes and telling stories is something that we've not really seen before. I mean, sure, we've seen music or comedy before. Groups like The Lonely Island have been making song parodies for ages. But Bo's ways of doing this is so much different. He does it live in front of an audience, complete with lighting effects, sound effects, the works. Bo has been doing this for ages. Ever since he got his start on YouTube, he's been finding new and improved ways to entertain the masses. And his newest special, Inside, is probably his greatest achievement yet. Now, Inside is a comedy special filmed entirely in one room during the pandemic lockdown that we had, and it takes place over about a year. So when I heard the premise, I thought it was interesting, but I didn't really know how far it would go. Maybe he'd just do stand-up with a laugh track in the background, but what I later discovered was it was Bo Burnham at his very best. Some of the songs in this special are truly, truly magnificent. Welcome to the Internet, White Woman's Instagram, and various other amazing songs, and various other sketches. What I really enjoy about this special above all else is the meta part of it all. You know, there are bits within the special where he will address other bits that he's done, like his reaction to the song that he did. Then there's also the stream parody that he also adds into the special as well. But in between all of these amazingly produced songs, there are passages where we see Bo talking to the camera, and then there's also passages where we could see how this lockdown has affected him and how this special has helped him. Because as you can see within this special, he is not a happy person. It definitely seems like he's trying to play this for sympathy at first glance, but when you look deeper, it's sort of his attempt to appeal to the audience that are watching, because the truth is no one's been happy during this lockdown. And now that it's finally easing, we're all starting to get our lives back together, we realise just how valuable everyday things are. And Bo's expression of sadness within this special can help to relieve some of the stress that we feel during our own lockdown. Special has actually helped him in tremendous ways. This special has led him to giving him a purpose during the lockdown, and he's actually stated before that he doesn't want to finish the special, so he's just going to keep going and going and going. When he does eventually finish, he starts to break down. Now, whilst this special may not be necessarily hilarious, it's definitely one of the most creative and ingenious things I've ever seen, and I would strongly recommend everyone to go watch it. From the content and stuff that he's produced, you can see that Bo is what I'd call a tortured genius. I mean, from all of his stand-up, all of his sketches that he's produced, as well as the movie 8th Grade, you could tell that Bo is an immensely talented and creative person. But as with most gifted people on this earth, he's afflicted with various mental health issues. He seems to be very depressed. He's also spoken openly about being incredibly anxious. And I think that him speaking openly about this in the special, as well as speaking openly about it online, is very important, because it helps other people to know that just because you've got issues going on in your life doesn't mean you can't overcome them. And I think Bo's the whole premise of this special that he keeps referring to is it even okay to joke at a time like this? He feels guilty, and you can see this many times within his speeches where he talks about white people. Now, whilst that is very pandering and preachy, it does highlight the fact that Bo almost feels guilty for the success that he's been given, and feels guilty for the fact that he's out here taking all the attention off everybody else. And he often references this and self-deprecates in a manner about this, because he's fully aware of how it makes him seem. I think this special from Bo was partly for him, but it was also to help save other people as well, because in truth, a lot of people don't fully understand what's going on inside other people's heads, and this special is almost like a look inside the mind of Bo Burnham. because he's showing you what you see, you know, his wacky songs like That's How the World Works and Unpaid Intern and other funny bits like that. But then you also get to have a look inside his head, behind the facade, where you see a truly sad individual. I think this special has something for everyone in it. It's amazingly funny and wildly entertaining, and I think that everyone watching this video should definitely go and watch it on Netflix right now, because the songs are genius, the production is incredible, and the creativity that is on display here is just magnificent. Before I go, I'd just like to talk about the ending of the special, where Bo finally escapes the room and finds that he's on stage in front of a live studio audience, and he's then locked out of his house and he can't get back in. Now, this is in reference to how he stopped doing live shows for almost 5 years because of the panic attacks he was experiencing whilst performing. And then cuts to Bo reacting to this with a smile on his face. It's reminding him of the good times when things were simpler, when you could go on stage, tell some jokes, and then come off and be happy and proud of yourself. Bo said that he wanted to start going back into live shows. Unfortunately, with obviously the COVID pandemic, that was no longer possible, and I think that's part of the reason for his sadness. And I think Bo is really putting himself all out in this final act of the special, as he starts to ground himself, starts to tell less jokes, and becomes more open with the audience, as opposed to being sarcastic and witty like he was at the start. So this is just my evaluation of the Inside special. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.